Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. And today is day 3 of our conversation about guns. Now, if you're pro-gun up till now, probably hadn't had a whole lot to argue with. Probably been nodding your head. Yeah. You might even think you heard a dog whistle in there. The legislation's not really needed. Sounds a lot like it's a cultural problem. Well, we know what that means to most people in the gun crowd. There is a cultural problem, but it's not the one you're thinking of. When one of these kids shoots up a school, where'd he get the gun? 9 times out of 10. Relative, right? Out of their gun cabinet? Somebody in the gun crowd? How many of you got a photo on Facebook dressed like I am right now? Got your plate carrier on, rifle. Show you a killer, ready to kill over anything. Step on my flag, I'll kill you. Can't imagine where some kid got the idea that it might be okay to kill somebody over something trivial. See, you sit there and you throw that out there all the time. You're ready to kill. And then you're surprised when some kid walks into a school, caps a bunch of children. I wonder what that is, man. I wonder what that shift was. It's not the rifle. Y'all know that. That's the part about the gun crowd drives me insane. Y'all know that it's not this. Semi-automatics, they've been available to the civilian market for 100 years. It's only recently that this became an issue. About the same time this was no longer a tool. And right now you're like, no, it's a tool. Gun ain't gonna kill anybody by itself. You're right. It's a tool. I don't see a whole lot of pictures like this, though. No? I don't remember anybody. No? It is a tool. But it's the only tool you act like makes you a man. And that's the problem. That's what this has become. It's no longer just a tool. This is a symbol of masculinity. This is manhood. Then think about your response to a school shooting. That kid just needed more discipline. Right? Go ahead and say what you mean, though. You need to be smacked around a little bit more, right? That's what you're really saying. So some kid been picked on a little bit, maybe feels a little bit emasculated because of it, picks up the symbol of masculinity, walks into a school, and solves that problem because violence is always the answer. Right? It's crazy how simple it is. And then you sit there, and right now there's people getting mad because this is hitting a little close to home, I imagine. And saying, well, I got a Second Amendment right to own a firearm. You do. You do. Everybody, the whole people, were the exact words used by the guy who wrote it. That's who the militia is, the whole people. It is an individual right. But it has nothing to do with you taking a rifle like this and going down to the range, poking holes in paper to look cool. It has nothing to do with you hunting. It has nothing to do with you defending your home from a burglar. It's not what the Second Amendment's for, is it? See, y'all know this too. You just ignore it. Second Amendment had 3 real purposes, one of which we've been relieved of duty of. That's to put down civil insurrections. That was the first one. The militia, the whole people, could be called forth to put down civil insurrections. Then, the other 2, and there's no way to church this up, it is what it is, it's to kill government employees. That's what the Second Amendment's there for. One class of government employees would be foreign government employees in the sense of an invasion, and we're backing up the military as the militia, the whole people. And the other is when the U.S. government goes crazy. They become tyrannical. They wrote that in there as like a safety valve. We could fight back. That's what the Second Amendment's there for. Y'all know that, though. I know you know it because you got stuff like this on your truck. Stickers like this. Come and take it. Molin Labe. Problem is you got it right next to a thin blue line sticker. Who do you think's going to come take them? Well, they're not going to come take them from you because you a law-abiding gun owner. Let's term that makes my skin crawl. Second Amendment has nothing to do with law-abiding gun owners, gentlemen. Let's really think about this. You can be a law-abiding gun owner and be completely complicit in the government's tyranny. In fact, you have to be, right? If you're a law-abiding gun owner. They've got you conditioned to say that. There's no great conspiracy to come take your weapons so you don't fight back against the government. They already know you're not going to, because you're a law-abiding gun owner. You can be a law-abiding gun owner at the same time you're pushing people into ghettos in Nazi Germany. Doesn't mean anything. The whole point of the Second Amendment is that when the time came, if the time came, you wouldn't be a law-abiding gun owner. But they got you whipped. They got you trained. And violence is always the answer, right? Be a man. If you don't believe that's it, seen that meme on Facebook? It's got the bolt from one of these. If your boyfriend doesn't know what this is, he's your girlfriend. Symbol of masculinity now. It's not just a tool. And y'all made it that way. Y'all turned it into that. And along with this, the violence. There's nothing wrong with this thing. It's not this that's the problem. It's the gun crowd. It's most of you guys screaming about the Second Amendment. Maybe we should start exploring other options to deal with problems than violence. And it's going to get worse, just so you know. Because you got to remember one thing really important. Kid graduating high school this year hasn't seen a day of peace in his entire life. Been at war the entire time. Violence is the answer. They're heroes, right? They got one of these. Looks just like this. They got one of these. They're heroes because they're solving their problems because they're real men. You want to solve these issues? Bring back real masculinity. Honor, integrity, looking out for those that are a little downtrodden. You know, the things that all great masculine American men did. Maybe shift this. Bring it back to a tool instead of making it your penis. Doesn't make you a man. Not at all. That's the biggest problem. You solve that, you're not going to need any gun control because you got self-control. You need to raise your kids a little bit better. And it's not the other. When we're talking about these school shootings, these mass shootings, oh, it's the gun crowd. Anyway, so there you go. Y'all have a nice day. Can't wait to see the inbox on this one. I'll talk to you later.